Hey everybody, I'm Chaleigh. Welcome to another episode of the podcast. Tonight we're going to do something a little different. Here on this channel, when I'm talking about indie artists, I'm mainly talking to the actors. I'm also talking to the writers and the directors. Knows what it feels like to constantly trying to refine and grow and understand what is good versus what is bad for us as actors, as performers, as entertainers. It's no surprise that Hollywood, they're only really invested in method acting for whatever reason. There are still some actors that choose other alternatives, but I wanted to talk about method acting for a little while because I've been watching all these different performances where the actors are in this very controversial style that has been revered for a little while, but it still remains controversial. We're gonna get to why in a second. For the people that maybe not really aware of what method acting means, you might heard it in passing, but to break it down, it's that you're basically becoming that character, and they want you to access certain parts of your psyche to express real emotion on screen because it looks more powerful on camera dial. I don't particularly care for this because I'm a disabled actor, and if you're a disabled actor, you can only push yourself so far, medically speaking. It doesn't matter if it's gonna be better for the camera to. There are other ways to get a great performance. Before whatever reason, Hollywood likes to amp this up. People have immersed themselves to the point of obsession. They have a hard time coming out and accessing who they are again because they're so deep in a role and in a character and all that stuff. Or they're having to go anti-depression, psychotic, anti-anxiety. The list goes on and on and on as to why this can be dangerous. Daniel Day-Lewis is a prime example because this man completely loses himself in characters. He will do unbelievable things, experience exactly what this character would do and how they would do it and all this stuff. I just think when you're younger and you're first starting out, it's easy for you to think that, oh, well, this is what the Hollywood actors are doing. We should probably do this too. And I don't think that's good. I don't think that's good at all, especially if you're young. If you're young, you're new, you're still trying to figure out what is good for you, what is not good for you. Now, I've tried this way. I don't like this. I'm too much of an empath, for one. I already connect with my characters in a deep, passionate way. Without even going down, this would be a mess. This would be a mess. And I would hurt myself doing this. And I know this about myself and about this, creating characters. Now, the miser technique, if you are a thespian or a theater nerd, you're probably used to this. This is when you don't focus on yourself, you focus on the other, the other actors that are in the scene, that are in the environment, and how they interact with the people. And also, there's a lot of repetition, so that the words themselves, you're not a slave to. You're basically trying to give the same words, but give different ways to perform them. This I like a lot more because it has to do with, you interacting with other actors and how you would communicate with each other and that kind of thing. And if you're used to that, that seems a lot more accessible, and it seems a lot more emotionally and mentally taxing. The Meisner technique and method is different, but they're both developed in. I've been studying this stuff for years and I still don't know how to pronounce his name, so I apologize. Anyway, use your creativity and your imagination in a different way. And that's why theater loves that style. It's very classic acting. I very rarely see anywhere, not even on the stage that often. Because when you're trying to emulate, get an audience that's mostly about screens, then you have to think about your approach. Classic acting traditionally focuses on external behavior of the performer. All the other things are kind of irrelevant. Of Greek tragedy, Shakespearean plays, and even modern plays, and on the stage and just being present in the moment and not letting you get too bogged down with anything else. Theater was good that way. This used to be simple back in the day. They gave you a script, you got on stage, you did your thing, you got the hell out. Now, they don't do that anymore. They want you to access, traumas and shadows and, I don't think there's a one-size-fits-all for actors. It's easy to say, oh, this is what my favorite actors do. Let me go and emulate it. That's very tempting, especially when you're new and you're starting out and you just want to be great. Great takes time. That takes practice. You not only need to be aware of the characters you're trying to portray, but you're also trying to understand yourself as a person and what's going to, sync for you, what's going to fit. Are you more Meisner? Are you, more method? Are you, do you like realistic acting? Are you more of a theater, person where you just want to be off the cuff and improv and all that kind of stuff? It really helps a lot once you understand yourself as a performer and what style is the best one to study and what is going to help you grow. If you don't know, you try them. You try them all. And if you had a bad experience, but I think that it's really important to understand yourself, be let free as a performer. Because they tell you all the time, go train, go study, go to classes. But they don't ever tell you which ones is going to be for you and which ones aren't going to be. That's a trial and error kind of thing. It's one thing to tell somebody, go take classes. It's quite another to tell them what style is best for them. And they keep that pretty. I do notice with Hollywood specifically, and if you want to be a Hollywood actor, a film or even television, I'm curious of how much pressure they actually put on actors to do method. I wish you all the best of luck. I believe in you. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.